Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing the true doctrine across the four winds, earth, and all truth and sincerity. And we're the Mississippi camp once again out on the highways and byways, prophesying the downfall of America. Let you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you're the Most High's chosen people. And those are the people that's on this chart here. You so-called Negroes and you so-called Mexicans, man. And we also letting our people know that, hey, the doors of repentance is still open, man. And you Israelites, you need to repent and come back to the Heavenly Father and the Son, because whether you like it or not or know it or not, the Lord is about to kill a lot of people on this damn chart, man. Right? Because you wicked, you hard-headed, you stiff-necked, you know, and you don't want to do the will of Yahweh Shemi outside to the best of your ability, man. You know, it's not that hard, man. Just put off wicked, okay? Read the Bible. It's a whole book of guidance and direction to righteousness, man. And that will lead where? To salvation. But see, a lot of our people are just completely oblivious or just don't want to know the ways of righteousness, man, because they are so into feeling or they lust, man, just fulfilling that lust, man. But whatever they want to do, that do as thy will spirit, just be completely wicked, man. Hey, but the Lord is going to kill a lot of Israelites, man.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children.
Done. And this is the knowledge, man. It's truth. It's understanding of Yahweh Shemi outside, man. Okay? The ways of righteousness, man. To be able to know how to walk in the spirit, to judge in the spirit. Okay? To put off that old man. But you're going to be destroyed because the lack of knowledge. You're going to reject the knowledge, man. Okay? And the Lord is going to reject you, man. When your calamity comes, when all hell break loose, hey, the Lord is going to laugh at you, man. He's going to tell you, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. And it's only righteously so, man, that he do that. Because he has sent forth his prophets.
Isaiah 5 and 13. It says, therefore my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst.
And you Israelites, I think y'all free now. You really think you're free because you get to get up in the morning, you get to go to work, okay, you get to roam around Babylon and everything, but you're yet this day in your captivity, man. But you just have, instead of fetters and chains on you, now you got a social security card, a birth certificate, a license, an address, you know, so on and so forth, man. So you don't understand that you're still in captivity, man.
And it's Proverbs 13:13. Whosoever despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that fears the commandment shall be rewarded. And basically, like I said, you despise the word, you will be destroyed. Because we got broken wicked and weak out, pushing this knowledge through the internet on the highways each and every week. So you can't say I haven't heard it before. Guess what? You niggas have. All right, you have heard of it. Everybody got the internet, everybody got a smartphone. So guess what? You don't get, like I said, you don't get what you deserve, though. Because guess what, like the brother said, don't destroy. Most of you folks on this sign. That's what's gonna happen. Because y'all niggas choose, y'all choose and think you're gonna do the fuck you want to do when you want to do it. Hey, they don't work that way. It never worked that way. The law gonna get you niggas exactly how you gonna get you. All right? You read that one more time. And it's Proverbs 13:13. Whosoever despises the word shall be destroyed.
And see, that's why I want to say right there, who despise the word. And you got our people, they despise the fact that, hey, the prophet will tell you that the Lord only comes for the lost sheep of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And you despise that. You want every other nation to be saved. What about Esau? You know, the so-called white man, you want him to be in the mix. Okay, but he's not in the mix, man. Okay, he's not of the nation of Israel when it comes to being progenitors of Jacob, you know, or our forefather being Abraham and Isaac, man. Okay? You despise when we come out with this word of truth, man. But it should be a joyful thing. You should be happy to know that the Lord had chosen a particular people, man. Okay, to be a nation unto himself. But you want to put the heathens in the mix. Okay, that's not the way this thing works, man. So you despise that word. And the scripture said, those who despise the word of the Lord are going to be destroyed, man. But see, we don't care, and we're not worried about it. but we're ambassadors. We have a message to deliver, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't preach and teach until it is according to the scriptures, that's going to be blood on our hands. We're not going to do like particular other counts, adding and taking away from the scriptures. So you go into Revelation, the 22nd chapter, it speaks on adding and taking away from the scriptures, man. We're supposed to give it to it, the people as it is, man. Okay? Okay? They have the scriptures, you have to, it said whether they hear or forbear, as well as come on the highways, byways, preaching this word, man. The people have the word have to resonate with the people, man. You can't blindfold them and give them bits and pieces to get them to walk in your line, if you will. You know, follow you because you don't want to give them the whole truth. Okay.
This book of Acts. This is Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are Scottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge.
And our people, they foolish, man. Sadish, going stupid. Our people do a lot of stupid stuff, man. Okay. And they don't know the Lord because they did. They whole ways of functioning in society would change, man. Okay, they would not move in the way of a regular person, man. They would move with the spirit in them, man. They will be moving in a way that's not contrary to the scriptures, man. They'll be moving in a way that's gonna be pleasing to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We can't uphold all the laws, statutes, commandments, man. But the effort to do the ones you can is like the elder priest of Bayar says, brownie points, man. You do what you can do, man. Okay, we in the wicked kingdom, man. Esau has everything turned upside down. But that don't mean you have to be a complete degenerate Negro, okay?
Because a man gotta have some form of allegiance.
Got to, okay.
Some form of allegiance.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Acts 20:27. For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of Yahweh Hashem.
The Lord ain't held back. He ain't keeping no, well, I ain't gonna say keeping no secrets, man, because, you know, he reserved really secrets to his elect. But he's had his elect hand putting it all out there, man. You know, we're putting it all out there through the spirit, man. Start from our apostles, our elder bishops, and brothers on down, man, to the last one. Okay, we're putting it all out there. We're everything that the Lord put on our spirit to bring out in the Bible is coming out there. That's why you have so many men and so many counts, because every aspect, every angle is being covered, man. That's why we're put in the four corners of the earth, man. Okay, it's like the web. The internet is considered like the web, right? And the web is different streams when the spider makes it, man. And when the insect or something get on that web, it sends a vibration with the signal, so that spider knows where that prey is. But in this sense, man, when you get on the internet, you can get notifications, you know, all these different things to let you know that a video has come out, man. Any part of the earth, man.
A spider is able to maneuver on that web. Hey, bro, this is Ezekiel, and I'm gonna just get to the point. Verse 17, 3:17. Son of man, I beg you a watchman unto the house of Israel.
A watchman. And a watchman is a person who is on the lookout to warn of any danger coming or anything like that. And that's why we stand upon our watch, man, by keeping up with current events, you know, read in particular, what you call when news article comes out the water, bro. You know, we're just, we're watching this, okay? That's it.
Yeah, that's right, bro. Because a watchman is synonymous with a prophet.
Yep.
You know? So it's a form of prophecy.
Right. Because if you see those, you got,
I mean, in order to say before, you have to see before. So watchman, he sees it, then he says what he sees. That's right.
I see why the way you saying, okay, deep way.
they
Before there was no man's prophets, that's why they was called seers. Yep. Got these spiritual visions.
Back in Ezekiel 3:17, son of man, I made you a watchman to the house of Israel.
Ooh, and I gotta say this: a watchman to the nation of Israel. It didn't say a watchman to every nation. Okay, it didn't say a watchman to Moab. You know, Ammon. You know, it said to the nation of Israel. Why is that? Because Israel is the Lord's chosen people, man. The nation of Israel is who you have shall die for.
You know, scripture did say in Jeremiah that he was a prophet to the nations.
You
know, they got here, they they judgment too that's coming.
Yeah, to condemn y'all asses. But you know, you can't be a part of the mix.
Right. But when it comes to the word of salvation, Ezekiel 3:17. Therefore, hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me.
When we speak, it's not our words, man. It's not our words. I mean, you got to understand it's the spirit. If you don't understand the spirit, then you're gonna think it's just men up here talking, man. But the scripture goes, when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am in the midst of them, man. So when we're speaking, when we're teaching, man, the Lord Spirit is working through brothers, man. This is the message that Yahweh Shem Yahushua wants to go forth, man.
When I say unto the wicked, you shall surely die, and you give him no warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at your hand.
And that's speaking regarding the nation of Israel.
Right.
Okay? The nation of Israel, the wicked, is who that scripture referring to. Because if we don't speak to the nation of Israel, those who are wicked, the blood is going to be upon our hand because we're not giving warning. As the elder said, a watchman has to see before he can pretty much warn, man. So if we see things happening and we don't tell our nation, the nation of Israel, about it, that blood will be upon our hand. But within that deliverance, we're still speaking to the wicked also. Because the wicked, it just laid flat that you are going to be destroyed, man. Okay?
That's right. When I say, verse 18, when I say, 19, yeah, if you warn the wicked and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but you have delivered yourself.
Right. So if you're not going to hearken, then, you know, if you're going to act like, you know, we just out here just talking just for the hell of it, just because something to do, you know, you're going to treat these words like water off a duck back, that's on you. Okay? If hey, the Lord put the Spirit on us and we're out here on the highway byway teaching and prophesying and you hear this word and you just keep it moving, ignore it, hey, you've been marked, man. Okay? That's on you. But the blood is off our hand because we have done what the Lord, you know what I'm saying, has ordained us to do.
2 Esdras 9 verse 9. Then should they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully should dwell in torments. For such that their life have received benefits and have not known me.
Yeah, because Babylon is a fucking benefit.
Yeah.
So the liberty that you receive in Babylon, that's a benefit. It goes back to the time of Maccabees when the Christians took over Jerusalem, and Jake said, man, it's too hard. Yeah. You know, the devil rules over us, this shit hard. Let's acculturate ourselves, let's join ourselves to his culture so it can be easier on us. So our people, they've acculturated into the way of the Babylonians, to the way of the Romans. They received their degrees. They got into these secret societies. They've done these oaths, man. And they received the benefits of living in a society, although this was supposed to be a punishment. Such in their life have received benefits. The scripture says what? A gift destroyed the heart. So a lot of 2/3 of our people are not angry at Esau because they're drunken by his dainties. They're taking their pride by his dainties. He's giving to his slaves, man.
He's giving them a broad way.
Right.
This Ecclesiasticus 20 and 29. Presents and gifts line the eyes of the wise. You stop up his mouth and he cannot reprove.
They got liberated after slavery. 1865. I'm sorry, bro. 1968 was the end of Jim Crow, which is really like really the end of slavery. All right. So presents and gifts, so-called integration. You know, us being able to get jobs, careers, become entrepreneurs. I say get into get record deals, get NFL tracks, contracts, NBA contract, rapping, singing, dancing. Hey, we got all types of entertainment. It's like a regular Edomite. You got some of the same access that Edomite has here. Yeah, President gifts. Go ahead, brother.
So back in Second Esdras was 9 verse 11. If they that had law, while they had yet liberty,
You loathed the law. The law was presented to you through the mouth of his prophet on the highways and the byways, man. You loathed it. Somebody used the word loathe, and it tells you that we know all things, man. You know, loathe, L-O-A-T-H. Yeah.
so you look up the word low, the Greek dictionary goes into unwilling, reluctant, dislike greatly, abhor.
You dislike the law where it says thou shalt not kill. You just like the law where it says thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. You just like the law where it says thou shalt not steal. But ultimately, you just like Yahweh Basham Shah sent his men to unplug from America. Yeah, brother. I'm sorry.
So like he was going to like about the benefits because our people, they love the party. Look, they got that party spirit on them. So we pretty much like those spiritual party crashers.
Yep.
So, you know, when the prophets come through, and just like when Samuel came aboard, with the people trembled when they saw Samuel coming aboard. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we come in that same stead. So you have that's why you have a majority of our people, they despise and they have a strong hatred or disgust for anything that's coming out with a righteous vibration.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, starting verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
You're dismayed at Christmas. That's how Christmas is. A worship of the constellations, a worship of Nimrod, Easter, a worship of the constellation, a worship of ISIS. Yes, that nigga, that demon, the European demon, man. Because you think this is some ancient paganism shit.
Right.
No, it is ancient paganism, but you still practice it to this day. Ask your mama why she celebrate Christmas. It's that nostalgia that she got from when she celebrated Christmas. She was a child. That's a grown man why he wearing a Christmas hat. That fucking that demonic spell that people be on around that time of the year, man. Hey, Merry Christmas, y'all.
Right.
And we all in debt. We all got taken down through there in America. Hey, y'all have a happy Christmas, happy New Year. No. Ain't nobody had a happy New Year. We just have a great pandemic, man. You know?
Those that people gonna be destroyed of lack of knowledge.
Yep. You go back to that. Yeah, I was just gonna say, but you know, that's that vibration that the Most High put out. You know, they in that Christmas spirit. You know, which that's a spirit of destruction. You know.
Back in Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus says the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the sign of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Yeah, be not dismayed at the sign of heaven, man. All right, because even our people, right? It's nothing wrong with the zodiac, right? But our people, especially our women, they solely go off the zodiac without the Most High, without the word, without the law.
Yeah.
Showing you that they're fucking pagans. Our people are the spirit of pagans because they only go off of that shit, man. What's your sign? They're trying to figure your ass out.
Right.
They're trying to figure out how you control you. Going back to that well. I have you into that well, man. Yeah. But the main point is what? You're dismayed at the constellation, man. All right?
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
Yeah, what's the custom? Okay, it's June. It's going to be July. 4th of July, Independence Day. You unindependent niggas celebrate Independence Day. Like Chris Rock said, what else? Celebrating independence was picking their cotton. Showing you that you celebrate the customs of the heathen, even if it's crapping on you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's that programming, man. They just want to fit in. They just want to. That's why sure say falling out the way of the heathen, man.
Why would I celebrate my bully stop being bullied?
Right,
Why would I celebrate my bully? Stop getting his ass whooped by his bully.
right, right,
But he's still my bully. I still got a bully.
right.
Nah, man, it was
Make
making
it make sense.
You got these simple J's that bring up about this Constitution, or my Constitution, but when they wrote the Constitution, your ass wasn't even thought about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You was in the plantation.
when they said all men. I'm sorry.
You was considered
Three-fifths of a man.
When they said all men are created equal, they said you were considered three-fifths of a man. You were still legally classified as property, nigga.
It was an animal.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
And
still-
you got the Constitution layout from Gad.
Yep.
What was the name of that trial?
The Iroquois.
Yeah. I think so.
Iroquois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was them.
They came up with their constitution
They came up with the Constitution.
because
And they parroted from the law, statutes, and the commandments.
that's right, because it says in Genesis, Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. But one of those translations, I believe it's like the NSL or something like that. It said Jacob was a civilized man
Yeah.
dwelling in tents.
Yeah.
And when the Iroquois came up with those constitutions, they were so they could all be civilized and cohabitate with other tribes amongst each other.
So if you think about the Constitution, Esau took that blueprint and he utilized that so they could be civilized amongst each other.
Yep.
Esau for Esau.
Yeah.
Jake never had nothing to do with that shit. And even George Bush said years ago, he said the Constitution ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Letting you know that eventually it was going to a new world order.
Right. What that nigga George, what's his name? George Conley, the comedian. They took him out. What's his name? George Carlin. Yeah, it was said they got a club and you ain't in it. And that's what he meant it. You know. All right. Back in Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain, for one that cutteth a tree out of the forest.
And you do it around Christmas. You can go to like a farmer's market. You can go to certain places and they got all those what are those cedar trees. You got all those cedar trees shaped like a triangle, man. It's balled up, wrapped up, man.
That's right.
You know?
And if you're lazy to cut it, you can get your artificial. Go straight to your attic. Yeah.
And if I can say this, that's one of the reasons the fir trees gonna rejoice, man, when the righteous are authority, because you know the spirit of them trees, they dread this goddamn Christmas coming around because they cut down thousands and thousands and thousands.
And the trees got spirits.
And trees got spirits.
So you know they're grieved during a certain time of the year.
Yeah.
Like the Canadian wildfire. You see how many trees getting destroyed because of that?
Millions of acres.
You have a helicopter flying over, just pouring fire out on the trees.
And the way you know this is a high holy day for Satan, because paganism is like a come up for crafters. Going back to scriptures, they told those Jakes told Paul to have them queens with Diana. They said, "What? If this man said these people who the true God is, they're not going to worship Diana, which means that we can't make idols after Diana." So everybody stopped celebrating Christmas. If all Jakes stop celebrating Christmas, you know how many stores are going on? You know,
That's crazy.
Michael Jackson told you she was nice.
Yeah, Dirty Diana.
These farms just become forests, man. Yep. They be growing these trees and just cut down.
Yep.
They the poorest people, but at the same time, they the biggest consumers.
Right. You get all that high Taylor fashion, and meanwhile you stay together. Balenciaga, Gucci, Louis.
What's that song? Was that Snoop Dogg? Santa Claus, come straight to the ghetto. One of those rappers.
Yeah, that was Snoop Dogg found.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got that. They got originally James Brown. Yeah, James Brown.
Yeah.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
They go and the work of the hands of the work. Like you see, you can pay somebody to chop it down. You can pay somebody to wrap it up for you. That's how they get their bag, man.
But they can't do it themselves.
They can't do it themselves. Dumb items.
They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
That's the phallic symbol of Nimrod, man. All right, and if you go to the whole sum of the matter, whether it's the demise of mankind during the time of the flood, whether it's the diaspora, us leaving Jerusalem, it all goes back to idolatry.
That's it.
It all goes back to idolatry.
That ain't nothing but an evil suspicion. What Eve did in the garden was nothing but a fucking evil suspicion.
It was a philosophy. Like you said, they created a evil suspicion. Made her question what she was taught by Adam.
That's right.
It felt good.
And it felt empowering. That's why women, Eve is getting her end of the deal now with women's empowerment.
Right? And when I put it up, hey, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 and 24. For many, let me start 23. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shown unto you than men understand.
Speak that science, guys.
That's right. And that's what Eve couldn't understand, man. Because you had the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Shah. However, you was enticed by the spirit of Satan when he came as that man that was crafty like a serpent.
He had that left hand science.
Yeah.
That's why Eve is so enchanted with that left side.
Yeah.
She's getting into it, man.
That's right.
Every day Eve and working TJ Maxx. She's getting into that science,
Bro,
man.
yeah. Bro.
Rituals, new moves. That was an act of adultery as well, man. Because just she took the order of the serpent, which was a man, to do his bidding. Man. A woman don't supposed to be first. You don't supposed to be around other men like yourself any damn way. Be supposed to get on down. Like you don't supposed to be taking his orders to do nothing. That's right. You know what? I believe because the serpent was the man that was moving like the spirit of the serpent. I believe he was in the same position as Haman with the Persians. He was a vessel state, which is like you actually in alliance with the ruler kingdom. Because the ultimate goal is to overthrow them. And basically Haman got exposed to that. The people to overthrow. So showing you that I believe the serpent, was in that same spirit. Because Adam was the king of the earth. That was the first kingdom on earth was under the sons of Adam, things of that nature. So I believe that that man was like a vessel to Adam.
It makes sense. He had to be in a place of authority to get so close to him.
If you go into second Esdras, if you go into Esther and it tells you that Haman was wise. Yeah. He was very wise. They were even talking father or something like that. But Haman was a wise counselor. So showing you that he was in that same spirit that the serpent was in. So that serpent has to have some type of wisdom. All right, you can be close to Adam to be in a position to talk to this woman like that. He was probably a counselor, an advisor, but he was a wise man to do all the sciences. He is just, I mean, it's all you always.
It makes sense though.
It's proved it today. I mean, because what the hell, he'll sit down with another man's woman or another man's baby mama. Be like, well, we can get you in this apartment in this house, but your husband can't live with you. The boyfriend can't be this. It's got to be you and your kids. You know, that's all. It's the ulterior motive is overthrow. To overthrow. It's always to overthrow.
I think about the movie after Leonidas that killed out to go fight first.
Yeah.
And remember, like the boy that was working for the Persians, look how close he was to the bar.
Yeah.
So he was trying to do a coup against Sparta, but at the same time he was wicked. But at the same time frame, he still had a place of authority because he was able to fucking bump all of it.
Yeah, but that came to mind too. That same man you talking about, that came to mind. He had to have some type of brain, man.
That's right.
You know?
Good boy, Elder. Ecclesiasticus 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion.
Yep.
And an evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment.
And that's what Esau has given you the liberty to do. He's giving you the liberty to have your own vain opinion. Because you can say you believe in God or the Bible, but if your actions are inconsistent with the Bible, you're really going off your own vain opinion.
I'm just gonna do what I was taught. My family doing our tradition. That's an own vain opinion. And this is Ecclesiastes 12 and 10 for real down. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast right with the glass.
Never trust thy enemy. He instructs the enemy. You get all type of videos. He got a baby in her hand. Said, "Please be a gay baby." Yeah. Baby. You know, but the whole child support thing, that's a war tactic. Child support, abortion, all right, alimony. They you correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the some Edomite man at the forefront of even bringing child support to the table. If I'm not mistaken, it was an Edomite dude, man. I don't think it was a woman that did it.
That makes sense. Because even when they came with taxing male and female, they were saying that basically, okay, we can get more income from these parties, and at the same time, right now the woman is not at home, and now we can raise your child in our school system. So it makes sense, bro.
Because, Esau always going to try to be in the shadows, man. And he's going to put somebody out there up front to do his dirty work. But he's going to be somewhere in the shadows pulling the strings, man. Because, hey, Job 9:24. And who's the most wicked? The Edomite man.
So it says, and thou shalt know that his blood shall now be altogether wiped away. It says, verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. So he did pretty much like Adam. You know what I'm saying? If thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent?
And that's what happened, man. He was playing with that serpent back in the garden, man. And our nation got bit. Yeah, that's why it says beauty is vain and favor is deceitful, but their word favor goes back to charm. He was charming with their philosophy and they love saying science.
Right. Wicked, someone said, what goes into how the serpent beguiled Eve, when those synonyms goes into by charm. So he pretty much ran game to her, Just like you see a chick at the bar, and she's kind of like intoxicated. Listen, you see somebody talking to her at the bar, he taking her ass to the house, man.
That's what happened with Eve. She got spiritually.
Yeah, she got spiritually intoxicated by the different doctrines that this serpent was pushing out. And next thing you know, she went home with this serpent, man.
And the law goes into if thou entice the maid to lay with him. He spiritually enticed that woman, Eve, to lay with him.
She didn't spring the scriptures tell you, sit not with another man's wife. It tells you that, So who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come now wild beasts?
I say something. Since we're going into it from the spiritual standpoint, how about Shem did? When Eve was bitten, when Adam was bitten too, he did not have pity on Eve, Adam and Eve. He still brought them joy.
Where we all die.
Yeah.
So one that goeth to a sinner is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity. And while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaking sweetly with his lips.
So when our nation went down, what was Esau? What was the serpent? He was in the corner clapping his hands. Because that was the play all along.
Verse 16, an enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee in a pit.
Surely you won't die.
I should not surely die. The boy was slick, man.
It's smooth.
And that's how we know it's you, Esau, because Esau, you got something called newspeak. All right. You got something called politically correct. You got something called jargon, semantics. Because you were when you give your speeches, let's say you're a politician and your jargon, you will speak a certain language that goes over the layman's head. So you basically will throw a whole bunch of unnecessary words that cause you to circumvent and really be indirect. You're the master of deceit.
To prove your point, that's why when you go into like certain contracts, you have to have a lawyer to break down the word. Because the words are gonna go over your head.
Right. Then that nigga always got some fine print that you need a damn magnifying glass to see, man.
It's deceit, man. It's deceit, man. It's sorcery, man. All right, you gotta pay.
So it says, an enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee in a pit.
Because Roman Catholicism trickling down to Christianity, that's your enemy speaking with his lips. Esau, selling Israelites Christianity, and those priests, those Catholic priests coming to the Americans, they were speaking sweetly with their lips, man.
Missionaries.
Yeah, brother, get that in Psalm 5. The word of his mouth was smoother than butter, but what was in his heart? I might be wrong on the scripture. We have a nature to you, man. And what we're doing now, it's education. Because the scripture says to never trust thy enemy. There's a Japanese quote in The Art of War, know thy enemy. Yeah. So part of coming back to your nationality, when you know who you are as an Israelite,
You gotta know who your opposition is. All right.
Because basically what you're trying to do is you want to know the enemy so you can beat him in his weakness.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to push him towards his strength, no, you want to divert him towards his weakness. And what his sons do say, if you know your enemy better than yourself, there's no need to fear, even if you have to go against him 1,000 times.
That's basically Esau game. Look at a war, look at boxing. Right. You study your opponent. Look at football. You study your opponent to find their weakness. Look at basketball. So basically, it's everything.
That's it, bro. That's it.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 55, starting at verse 20. He had put forth his hands against us and be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Now, how does that manifest? It started in the scripture. It started in Tennessee. God shall not surely die. He told Eve that you are goddess. You know, you are God. That's why you have a vagina. Life comes from your vagina, your womb. You're the mother of all living.
Touch the hair and shit.
Yeah. The Most High doesn't want you to know your true power because he feels you're going to be equal with him. You're over Adam. Adam should worship the ground he worked. You know, we can only, you know.
Might not be precise exact, but we know what's in that category of talking.
But you got to see it, bro.
Yeah.
It was a chanting.
Yeah.
And you know how a woman is, man. She'll like talking to her, and she'll just be still listening.
Yeah.
She'll be mesmerized.
There you go, bro.
She'll be like, you deep, bro.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this too. Again, since we're doing what they call it, extrapolation. Extrapolation is basically when you have to take things from the scripture and build using your mind to bring it close to home.
Well, you know, extrapolate like you extract. Like you can read a book that's garbage, right? But it got facts in it.
Right.
So you extrapolate by taking the facts out and leaving the garbage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like it's, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Because I heard Apostle DeBoer say you have to use the whatever.
Yeah.
You right.
Pretty much like you taking a hose, you know, you move them to the side.
Yeah. So I will say this, dealing with Samson, you know, it took a minute for Delilah to break him down. And that's the same thing happened with Adam. It didn't happen overnight. It was a process of time. Because you know anything with your woman, if you tell her no, she's going to come back, she's going to come back, she's going to come back until you're broken down.
And speak, okay, the water, bro. It's a lot for you to get, you know. In Genesis 25, no. It's a lot. In Ecclesiastes 7 and 26, I found what good is the death of one whose heart snares and nets. If you can look up the word nets, this is going to go into a key word that I want to get into. This just brought out that point. But because it makes this a different point. Adam was a king, and men in the ancient world had strong minds. So you're not going to get overthrown by a woman's flattery overnight. But women have a nature about themselves. Females have a nature about themselves that pervades, that dominates all time, that exists in every age. And this is their strength when it comes to men. All right, we're going to get it when we get the scripture. Yeah, that's 7:26. You get the word next. If you already got the word next, another brother get that scripture. I meant to little Bible. Yeah.
This Ecclesiastes 7:26. And I find more bitter than death, the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleases the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner should be taken by her.
It was meant for Adam to be taken by his woman, because that was part of the grand scheme of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, because he represented Adam, the first blueprint, the first rough draft, which is always imperfect. If you are an artist, you are an architect, you're gonna have a rough draft, but you're gonna erase that thing and redraw it several times, man. All right.
Material papers back in the day.
Oh yeah, done. Yeah, done.
You have the books that say first.
Yep.
This is Daniel 10 and 12, going to the point. Sorry, 11. Daniel 10 and 11. And he said unto me, O Daniel, sorry, 10. Daniel 10 and 10. And behold, the hand touched me, which set me on my knees and on the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto you, and stand upright. For unto you am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you did set your mind to understand and to chasten yourself before your power, your words were heard, and I am come for your words. And this is the point, Elder. Verse 13. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days. So here you had Yahushua and Michael working on the mindset of the prince of Persia, and basically it took them 21 days to convince this man. So that shows you how strong men were back then.
Top is your outside.
And Michael, right. Again, verse Daniel 10 and 13. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia.
We're going to get that word X because the Adamites, Israel, the sons of Yahweh, their weakness is a woman throughout all history. All right, but we're going to get specifically how that played out in history. All right, got it. All right, this next. It is a thing devoted, thing dedicated, band devout. I mean, it's like a devotion, a net string, a thing perforated, has been utterly destroyed, utter destruction. All right, go to snares. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a pre-sub.
I got
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
this basically doing what you were talking about. You know, and this is one reason why Solomon, the prophet, put this out. He said, this is Proverbs 6 and 23.
You want me to read it for you, bro?
I got it. For the commandments is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. So that's why we got to have these commandments. Yeah. And going into verse 24, it said to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
That's a philosophy.
Right.
That's a philosophy. And that's what the serpent brought to Eve was a different philosophy because Eve had an evil suspicion to begin with.
Eve questioned something. They said that strange woman.
Strange woman. Because really, we're the woman of the Shah. For our woman, from a symbolic standpoint, is this doctrine, is this truth. That's why we are also considered as the Most High's first love, right? But then, when we committed that spiritual fornication, we're sleeping with other women.
Yeah, because like it says, remember thy first love.
Mm-hmm.
Our first love was this truth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, even going back to the beginning, but that old cut came at us. Have y'all ever seen that movie? I Think I Love My Wife with Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was a good movie, right? Because he had a solid woman, right? Which is pretty solid. Yeah. But then that young thing came around, that old friend, that potty girl. But guess what happened when she came around? His life started fucking up. His life started fucking up, man. Right. It was like, damn. But she really represented like that strange woman. But yo, what's my girl name? Oh, I can't think of the girl name. She also played in the last team in Scotland too. But anyway, she's a fun girl. You know, that's a strange woman that's enticing. She wanted to go out to parties. She had him like outside of his normal. His life started going out of balance, man. Yeah, man. One more.
This verse 25 says, lust not after her beauty in thy heart.
What's the beauty? How deep that philosophy is. Yeah. Damn, that's deep. Oh, you know?
That's right.
Spit that science, yo. Right. So when that serpent was kicking it at Eve, over a period of time, just showing her different things, showing mathematics and constantly all type of sorcery, man. Showing her, look, see, really, you don't even need Adam to have a baby. Yeah. You don't need to do that now. You don't need Adam to have a baby. You don't need
a light wife?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a couple somewhere.
You believe me, and you'll be over me.
Yeah.
You know? Seduced. She was seduced.
Yeah.
Neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
Yep.
Hey, you gotta be careful when you're looking at these women in their eyes, man.
It's a manipulation.
That's
tactic.
that manipulation tactic. You know, and what happened when Eve was looking into the serpent eyes? You know what I'm saying? What happened? She got swayed away. And she committed a one-night stand. Since you said that, one more. So verse 26, it says, for by means of a forced woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread.
And how are we about to a piece of bread through a whorish woman? We fell out of rulership.
That's it.
Through the philosophies of the serpent, which is symbolic of a whorish woman. Through the beguilement of Eve. All right, and get that. All right, this is what for nets. It says nets are used for blandishments of women. So that's metaphor. Metaphor of the nets in Ecclesiastes 7:26 is used of the blandishments of women. Now let's see what that word blandishments means.
So we should look up that word blandish in the free dictionary. Goes into to coax by flattery or weakly. And right here it says often something as an action or speech that tends to entice.
All right. So she enticed him. All right, through flattery. All right. It's another word. It's called synonyms of blandishments. Adulation, flattery. This is. And then she coaxed them over a period of time. Just like, what was it, Delilah? Was Samson?
Yeah.
She coaxed them.
Yeah. Because he even said that before Samson finally broke, he was grieved. You know what I'm saying? Because she kept asking him the same shit over and over and over. And then she broke. She conquered him, and then the Most High let those Philistines conquer him. Because the covenant or the agreement was amongst the Most High and Samson. Not because he cut his hair, it's because he broke the contract. You know, he went back on his word.
So once you look at that word coax, C-O-A-X, to persuade or to try to persuade by pleading or flattery. To obtain by persistent persuasion.
To obtain by persistent persuasion. To obtain, like y'all was breaking down, she didn't conquer Adam overnight. She did it over a period of time through consistent persuasion. All right. So the word nets goes back to blandishments, and the blandishments goes back to coaxing. Coaxing goes back to persuade over consistent persuasion. Right.
Just speculating, she probably got him, the time frame of pillow talk, right? So afterwards,
after the ejaculation, be weak, man. So over a period of time, and then something you learn about women is that if they want something from you, they're really nicer ahead of time. Right. So she probably did extra things ahead of knowing that what she really wanted in the end goal. She cooking that meal I really want.
And Jay just tell me that that's what this week, like his wife had talking to him, and said, "We not getting paid, man." She come to me, rub on my shoulder, and stuff like that. Man, that's a woman for you. That's a manipulation tactic at the end of the day, and that's why the scriptures confirm. Really look at this woman as a strange woman. These other doctrines, man. A lot of our people, they get enticed by this, like polite his doctrine, stuff like that, because it's not simple. Because when the scriptures talk about the simplicity of your house shot, it's simple. It makes sense. You don't have to go all type of levels trying to get the understanding of it. It's just simple, man. When you go through this what's the Sinella doctrine, what they call it? The Kemet doctrine, you know what I'm saying? Look how complex and just diverse that shit is, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people gravitate to that.
What you saying the car, something like the stars, don't sound like jacks.
Yeah, I mean, it don't make sense, man. It's just a whole bunch of junk, man.
It make you sound good.
All right.
This is First Esdras chapter 4, starting at verse 22. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you, and do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? Yea, amen.
This has been real, even from a physical sense. The reason why Jake also like it because Jake got the woman. I mean, the what? Yep. In certain cases, Jay wants a woman more than he wants the money. This high value man is all about basically putting yourself in a position not so you can be straight, but you can have better choices than women. I'm telling you,
Somebody go through that how they be stage.
yeah,
Because it's a woman at the end of the day.
it's all about the fucking woman, man.
You can perceive as a high value man, and they increase your sexual life.
Yeah.
So you still upholding her. You're supposed to be a high value man, but you still upholding her as a prize. You know what I'm saying?
Verse 23, yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and look upon a lion.
And Trey Songz, I just gotta make it. What he said on the chorus, everything I do for you and we.
Yeah.
You know, so a nigga put his life on the line for his woman.
And it reminds me of Detroit. He said, sail the sea.
I remember Mike Tyson said in one of his documentaries, he said to the effect of like he always wanted a lot of women. He said he never knew they could take so much from him. And I don't think he just get money, like
Spirit.
the spirit. Something is they're innovating. They're sapping, man. I think they're strength from you, man.
Cold words that and all the evil that they do to you. Cut your heart. It cuts your design. You know, it cuts you for wanting to do. You know. But like the scriptures say, you know, a woman that soon will come to her man and she prolong his life. So hopefully, paraphrase. That's it. Right.
She could be an extreme asset or extreme liability. It's all what the most I got planned for you.
Back in verse 24, and when he hath stolen spoils and robbed, and he bringeth it to his love, wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother, yea, many be that have run out of their wits with women.
A man will actually move to another state and leave his aged father and mother.
Well, a man wants to leave his camp. He'll leave the post and go dip off with some woman you met, man. And it's nothing wrong with loving your woman. We're not acting like we're just so callous for him.
Right.
But the truth comes first.
Yeah.
And we're not leaving a post for a woman, man.
They turned to Jaheen.
Yeah, because you saw what happened to Zahid.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. The women of today don't know the order. They don't know the order that it's power, child, you know, man, and anyone. But you know, they want to, you know, Esau like going into Esau is 50 to where they're above the man, so we're supposed to pay to do. Right. And then what we do, we go chasing after them, but they should be chasing us. And that's what it is, and that's right, bro. And then even human nature will tell you, once you start putting your all into your woman finds you less attractive. Why? Because you've been perfect. You know, we're not saying you be so asshole, but no, you don't put in a woman where if she leaves and your happiness is just gone, you're gonna fall out of love. No, you see, everything is in moderation, but you don't never get anybody your fucking all.
You're penalized.
No. Yeah, so you're not that good until another. Right, so you love the woman, but you don't be in love with your woman. Head over here, the motherfucker leaving you depressed for 6 months. That's not to say, like they would say, that you don't love your woman, but everything comes after this truth.
You know what I realized? Even outside the truth, men have to have feelings. You have to have things that bring you joy outside of a woman.
Yeah.
Like you might like playing the piano. Of course, the truth is number one, but you might like painting. You know, you might have a Sunday pastime. Men have to have that. We live in a woman's reality. We live in a woman's world, and we don't ever talk to have our pastimes. You gotta have your things, man. Yeah, because sometimes you might give a woman too much energy. You ain't got nothing to do with her fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your thing, man? Like you don't got like a Yu-Gi-Oh card collection. Oh, you ain't got no nerd in you. You know what I mean?
Just have like the small personal games, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying in society. It's like just things like you want to put your energy to.
Because a lot of times what I'm realizing is you have voids in your life, your spirit, and you're projected on a woman. And what happens is you want her to fill a certain void,
that she's not supposed to fulfill.
Right.
It's supposed to already be fulfilled before you get her. That's why it's like, that's why she really don't come first. And it's not like you're trying to purposely be that person, but you do have your own happiness.
They feel it too.
Yeah.
The woman wants you to be mysterious. Yeah. And every time you pick up the phone, you're not answering the phone, the things of that nature just coming. Because a woman just wants to be in that situation.
Right.
You know, you only out. We're not saying you can be doing something, but just want to be on a leash. Right.
Because we're not in the ancient world anymore where there's a natural order.
Right.
Where she was raised to know her roles, and she was a part of your estate. Now we're really going off instincts. So instinctively, they want what they perceive as a valuable male. You know?
And they showed us that in the movie Coming to America. Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah. Bring it down, bro.
Just like in Part 1, you know, his father was giving him a woman that was going to cater to his needs, cater to him. But he didn't want it.
He was watching all those Disney movies.
Right. He wanted to come to the West to find him a woman that's going to tell him what to do.
He wanted a queen.
Right.
She was trans, a young woman too.
Right.
He likes it's crazy.
By the sequel, she was still barking.
Right.
Hold up, pretty ass. She was still pretty. Yeah.
So you know, in today's time, you know, that's what the men seek, that, you know, are not following after the Most High. You know, in the men of the churches, what do they do? Well, it's whatever the mother wanted, whatever the wife wanted. You know, he's catering to her. You know, opposed to her catering to him.
Yeah, I heard an old Jake. I was out there fishing with an old Jake. I was doing some work stuff, and he was fishing. He was a preacher that owned the church. He was like, "Y'all got a boss lady? Well, every man got a boss lady."
Look, the only boss lady you should ever have is your mother.
Right.
That's it.
If your ass on the plantation, he might put Eve over you. That ain't your fault.
Right.
That ain't your fault.
Not willingly, yeah.
Not willingly.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And even with mama gonna come a time in every man's life. But mama gotta realize this ain't my baby no more.
Right.
Like, you her baby, but you ain't her baby.
Yeah.
Respectfully. Yeah.
Right.
Right. And respectfully, I'm not going back to church, mom.
Yeah.
I love you, mom.
I was shy. He had to respectfully check his mother.
Right.
I am about my father's business. He was 12 years old at the time.
Right. I'm thinking about that movie.
Called a woman.
Woman. Hey, but y'all saw the first Roots. Oh, I'm gonna look at the scripture. I don't know a lot of time. But you saw the first movie Roots, man. It's a good one too. With a Bob Burger player. I know you. Yeah. So long story short, over there in West Africa, they had passes of rights. So before you obtain a woman, the way you can obtain a woman and start a family, you have to pass your passes of rights. So that was out in the woods, and that was with the elder men and the elder warriors. They had to go through passes of rights, man. You have to prove that you was a warrior.
Remember that.
You have to prove that you was a hunter, if I'm not mistaken. Because if you got to prove that you can protect your family, provide for your family. But when he finally passed that passage of rights, he went back to his mom. His mom gave him an order. He said, "Woman, don't tell me what to do." And she said, "I'm sorry." He was like 15. He said something to the face. "Do not tell me what to do." She's like, it hit her like, "Oh, he's a man now." He passed. She was like, "I'm sorry." She humbled.
My Lord.
Right. Yeah. So, but he passed the passage of rights. So yeah, that was beautiful. But the point was like 15, and so his mama like, "I'm a man now." You know,
according to the scripture, we become men and women at the age of 12. Even puberty means adulthood.
Yep. Hey, you be lit at 12. You know, you be ready, man. I mean, I'm being subjective, but 12, man, a lion, Judy is a lion's breath. You know, they call it vintage. That saying comes with a lot of them talk about women mature before men. Where
that came from this shit, man.
So, Coach, I say, she said, at what age do, he was a little boy and the man, he had a son, the little boy had a son, say, at what age do I come from cute? Too scary. The wife want to hear it post on, in the post at the age of 12.
Hey, but he said there's a little J-X that. Hey, but no, because we got nephews, right? A lot of us got sons and nephews, man. When they get around that middle school era, that's when they start being cute, man. That's facts. When they get in that middle school, that's when they start getting in trouble. They start growing their daddy features.
Yeah.
When Jake turned 12, he started getting his daddy face, man.
Voice might start changing.
Yeah, that face started, because everybody, everybody love that puppy pit bull. Right. Everybody love a puppy pit bull. When that pit bull hit puberty and that face started widening, now it's scary. Now everybody's scared of that pit bull. A lion is like that. A lion is like that. That's yep, you got it, bro.
That's why the old men say, "Oh yeah, you smelling yourself now."
Hey, what they call it? Your nuts drop.
Yeah.
The nuts been dropped, man. You know? Get back in this first Esdras, chapter 4, verse 26. Yea, many therefore be that have run out their wits for women and become servants for their sake.
Fucking yeah, and when you become service or when you run out your wits for women, that means you're falling in love with them. See the difference with the man and a woman, and a man loved his father and a man loved his mother. He doesn't fall in love with those two individuals. That's why the scripture states that a man's glory is his woman. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 27. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women.
Sin.
And now do you not
try to do this for his woman? Or if I get to this position in life, I'll get more women. You know?
And now do ye not believe me? Is it not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see and happen the king's concubine, the daughter of the admiral Barticus, sitting at the right hand of the king and taking the crown from the king's head and sitting it upon her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand.
So she took the crown from his hands and then she smacked him. Now let that been a man. He would have died on sight.
Yep. And that's, you can almost symbolically look at that when a man, build up, bought him a house, car and stuff, the deal with the women with family. And then, he done got all this stuff and she take everything from him, man. That's like taking his crown. This is all the thing he's worked to accomplish, man. Like she ain't took no jump shot, but yet still she got everything that this man had built and done left him, man. You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym?
Oh.
Right. Hey, I got one. Luke 14:26. If any man comes to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and sons and brethren.
So what does that mean? You literally supposed to hate your family? No, it's not literal.
It's not in real though.
Exactly. You're supposed to have a different opinion if your father wants you to denounce his truth. If your mother wants you to not go to camp. Hey, respectfully, Mom, hey, you do what you gotta do, I will do what I gotta do.
Be about our Father's business.
That's it, bro.
That's why you have to be set apart. And you learn the heart when you finish up. Luke 14:26. If any man comes to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and sons and brethren and sisters, yet in his own life also he cannot be my disciple. And somebody learned, man. You made a beautiful point. You got to be set apart. It's not really worth being around your family all the time. Like different family gatherings. Or like, you got a woman, man, she wants you to be with her family. You find out there's no fucking point. Because all you're going to do is have restrictions. They're going to irritate them. Yeah, right. And then you're going to be flirting with, like, being close to the idol worship and shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, you're not even, like.
Well, by all means.
Yeah. But,
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you do what you got to do. I'm not saying, bro, you shouldn't. It's going to be vexing. It's going to be vexing, man. It's like, it's no such thing as halfway cooked. Yeah. Somebody's learned from experience, man. Just go all in with this. The Most High will give you whoever He's gonna give you.
Yeah, preach stuff for y'all.
Right.
Genesis 21 verse 9. As Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, when she had born unto Abraham mocking, and so he was mocking Isaac. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
And was that Galatians 4?
Yeah.
The reference that?
Yeah.
Did you ever read the New Living Translation of that? Oh my God. Yeah, because the New Living Translation basically showed you that when she said cast out the bondwoman and his son, that was casting out like the laws. The abundance of the law. That's why it's called the bondwoman. Yeah. Let's go, man.
What was that? I bet Genesis 21:10, bro.
And the reference is Galatians.
Yeah. Can I bring out the point so you bring out that point?
Yep.
You go with it. All right, you see what more? Genesis 21:11. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And the Most High said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in your sight because of the lad, and because of your bondwoman, and all that Sarah has said unto you, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall your seed be called. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is your seed. This is the point. Verse 14. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. The reason why I brought that point out because she didn't get half. He gave her bread and water.
Yeah, we had cancer. You said she never got child support. Why would you give? Because the woman, it was not the woman is a possession of the man.
Right.
So the woman desires divorce as they split. Why would you give everything to the woman?
That's right.
If the man is the one that has the money to be on child support, wouldn't it more sense to make him keep the child? Like so.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like then he got to be worried.
No, just a simple concept. I see the dude said. He said, they were talking about, the woman's supposed to have the child support. He said, well, if I put money in the Pepsi machine, the Pepsi come out. Is the Pepsi mine of the machine? Yeah. So it's only it should be the man, because the man puts out the seed. That's his product. Yeah. You plant a garden, you disc up the land. You plant your crops, whatever. When they grow. Who does it belong to? The garden or you?
That's it. And even when you go into that term alimony, it means nourish. So meaning your wife can be separated or divorced from you, and a man is ordered to pay alimony. But why am I nourishing you when we're no longer together?
Right. And I was reading off child support, the government in 2021, I think, made $1.6 billion, man. So if it's child support, if you're ordered to pay $200 a month in child support, shouldn't that child get that whole $200? I mean, it's child support. But that woman probably gonna receive, I would say, estimate like 160. That whole 200 is not going, so it's not child support. It's a hoax.
It's woman support.
That's it.
She's using that child support on her desires.
And look what that has done to our nation. So it elevated Eve to a certain extent. Look at our nation, man. It's trash, man. Women have made it a business, man, because it's come out of their own mouth, man, that they have children or try to have children by particular men so they can get money off of them. Right? Dropping them up.
And this is back in Genesis 21:8. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And the Most High said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in your sight because of the lad, and because of your bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto you, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall your seed be called.
Isaac shall your seed be called. It genders to us. We fit a gender from that.
This is Galatians 4, verse 24. I'm going to read this in the NLT. These two women serve as an illustration of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua two covenants.
It's about Sarah and Hagar the bondwoman.
The first woman, Hagar, represented Mount Sinai, where people received the law that enslaved them. And now Jerusalem is just like Mount Sinai in a law, a right? Because she and her children live in slavery to the law. But the other woman, Sarah, represents the heavenly Jerusalem. She is the free woman, and she is our mother. As Isaac said, rejoice, childless woman. You who have never given birth, break into a joyful a joyful shout. Like you who have never been in labor, for the desolated woman now has more children than the woman who lived with her husband.
And the point was this, that Hagar represented the law. That's why Sarah said, cast out the bondwoman. But there was an allegory, a foreshadowing of the Most High casting out the bondage of the law. So, as I think you did in verse 30.
Okay. Verse 30, it said, but what do the scriptures say about that? Get rid of the slave and her son. For the son of the slave woman will not share the inheritance with the free woman's son.
Now, that was literal, but it was also an allegory because Sarah actually said, cast out the bondwoman. And as it says in Galatians 4:24 and 25, that was an allegory for basically the Most High casting away the law or the bondage of the law. We were in bondage the way that Hagar was a bondwoman. All right? And that's really why Sarah really resented Hagar in the spirit, because this represented basically the spirit of Yahushua resenting the law, so to speak, or the bondage of the law. That's why there was always resistance between Yahushua and the Pharisees. All right, that represented Sarah resenting that bondwoman. It's the same thing. Wisdom resenting the bondage of the law. You know, if that makes sense. You know, to the spirit of Yahushua. Yep. All right, is it on that?
I'll do 31. It says, so dear brothers and sisters, we are not children of the slave woman. We are children of the free woman.
And it's literal, but it's also spiritual. We're not children of Ishmael. We're not Ishmaelites. We're not Arabs. That's why I said a stranger should dwell in Baghdad. See, I'm sorry, a stranger should dwell in Ashdod. All right? Bastard should dwell in Ashdod. It's literal. But also, we're not of the law anymore. We're not friends of the law. That's why we don't make a big deal out of preachers, But it says in the land of we should rehearse the right for the land of drawing waters. We should rehearse the righteous acts. That one too. All right.
This is Judges 5 and 11. It states, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord Yahweh, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord Yahweh go down to the gates.
And that's figurative language. Drawing water represents captivity. So in the place of drawing waters, which is America, this is when we started slavery. All right? And this is what we're going to rehearse the righteous acts. Ezekiel 37, waking up time nationality. Revelation 11 and 8. Baruch 4 is the one to remind people of strength and how so be returned. Ezekiel 10 times more. We rehearse it in the land of our captivity. So we remember ourselves. So part of you want to do this. I think brother wants to say, But in the land of our captivities, so we remember ourselves, man. So a part of remembering ourselves also remembering the natural order between a man and a woman. So we're no more under that matriarch because we're basically most of us under a matriarch. Christianity is basically between the heaven worship. It's far from Roman Catholicism. It's far from Mary being an immaculate mother. So it automatically kicked off woman worship. All right? We're no more under Edomite supremacy. Going back to Christianity, at least the Muslims is wrong. They didn't believe in an Edomite God. Christianity, you're born into Edomite supremacy. You know? So, we're no more under. As a matter of fact, get that in Isaiah, it said, rise and shine and shake thyself in the dust. I said,
That's true, man. Bro, because think about we got spiritually intoxicated by these other doctrines, man. So pretty much it left us on life support through the spirit.
Yeah, you can get that in Isaiah 28. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
So how was Sean when he breathed upon his disciples, he gave them this, the gift of the Holy Spirit. Man.
Yeah, because you got somebody that got you drunk, right? And right when you start to sober up, they give you more liquor. They just want to keep you drunk all night.
That's how you saw it.
Yeah, he used our preachers to keep getting us with that liquor. Like, we're going to take more shots. You know, our leaders.
Have these so-called Salil set up. You know what I'm saying? Just continue feeding you garbage, man.
And even with Israelite leaders, right? They're supposed to be giving us sobering drinks. They'll mix a little liquor in that. So even if you think you woke, you still sleep. You're still a little drunk, man. All right.
Go ahead, bring it up, bro.
So I said, 52 and 1. He said, awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion.
What is our strength, man? It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. They got that marinate. We got the 613 laws, statutes, and commandments, which is our constitution. We got the wisdom and knowledge of our forefathers, generations of wealth, going back to what? Outside of the laws of Moses, we got the prophecies, we got the wisdom of Sirach, we got the wisdom of Proverbs, wisdom of Solomon. We got all types of instruction. That's our strength. That's our strength, man. Because they always say, children who didn't have their fathers, they're more likely to go to prison. They're more likely to commit a crime. They don't have their fathers. They don't have the wisdom of their fathers, the discipline, the guidelines. Same thing with this truth. We were those bastard kids in these streets. But then we got to adopt it back. That's the spirit. We got to adopt it back to our father. That's our strength. That's our strength, man. All right.
Said, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city.
And this is where our confidence comes from. I remember a brother telling me, he was like, his son was different when his son was around him. His son acts more confident. He's around him as his father. He's around his father's son's more confident. But when we got adopted back to the father, we became more confident.
I don't know, Brother Singh, some kind of little training thing with the guy and his father, man. Taking his father, they were taking an ice bath. And the father was in it, and the son got in heels, but he didn't want to, he couldn't hardly handle it, so he tried to get out. And his father kept encouraging, son, you can do it. Mind over matter, you can do it, you can do it. But the influence of his father, man, he was able to go through it, man. You know? So with this truth, man, with the influence of Yahweh Shimi Al-Shaq, the spirit, teaching about Pastor Dom, hey, we're going through all this, man. You know, and we're being steadfast in the midst of it, man.
And it's a beautiful point you brought out. Because the father put us in challenge. Not only to test us, because he knows our strength, but he's showing us our strength. He's put us in situations where we learn our strength.
It's stated in the Ecclesiastes, the second chapter. My son, not going to serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He knows, he refers to us as his son.
Because we have to get tried and molded into the position of being sons of God. Your brother get that 1 John 3:1. We have to get molded into the image of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. It doesn't happen just when we woke up and we know we didn't like. No, we have to go through a process, man. We got to get impurities purged from us. We have character flaws. We have things inside of us that wouldn't be fitting in the kingdom. All right, and it get purged out of us through trial, correction, tribulation. All right, and we have to have that mindset going back to Hebrews 12. By whom the Lord love, he chastised. It's for you be catching hell like, man, what the fuck is that? Once I be throwing curveballs and inconvenient circumstance happening out of nowhere, I think about these scriptures.
It's a spiritual detox.
Yeah,
But we got to prove ourselves. You know, it started out on the other side, coming to the camps, you know, listening, you know, taking notes, watching videos, continuing until the Spirit of the Lord allowed you to come over. But the chassis didn't stop then. Because, you know, when we was on the other side, we still had to come out here, you know what I'm saying, in season, out of season, you know, same weather type of things the brother was going through. If you was, you know what I'm saying, truly, you know what I'm saying, serving out by me outside, you're going to be right there on the other side going through it with him. But once you actually cross up and come to the truth, hey, the Lord's just going to take it up a notch, you know, more demons, you know what I'm saying, fucking with you and everything, more sicknesses, all that kind of stuff, man. But it's because the Lord loved you, man, and He's getting us prepared and ready for the days to come, man.
You're supposed to know. So if we're facing the same needs like we said for 2 or 3 years ago, you're not letting them go in spirit. The reason why we go through these trials and tribulations is because basically so we can perform during the big game day. You know, the reason why Kobe said that he wasn't scared to shoot that shot because he said, you know, practice that same shot so many times.
Thinking on that just a few days ago in the group of love, you know, think about it. The Most High showed us the end game when He gives us dreams or the outcome. But if He showed us what we had to go through in between that, we wouldn't want to do it. If He showed Daniel that he had to be in the lion's den and he had to, you know, endure the things that Daniel was, no, I'm not going to do that. Look at Jonah. Jonah's playing for him. But, you know, through that, you know, that's where our strength comes in trusting Him that He going to bring us through this. You know, and as we go through each trial, we grow stronger and stronger and stronger to say, I can do this.
Hey, they say that's one of my favorite quotes in the movie. Alexander was talking to his father, Philip of Macedonia. He said in the movie, kings aren't born, they're made. Sufferings, trials. And I think about prophets. Prophets aren't really born, they're made. Although you're born a prophet, but you're being made through those trials that prove your faith. Right. Because one thing that you saw in this film with all those prophets, they had faith. Right. Elijah, Elisha, Daniel. So Daniel had to get molded to a point to be around lions like this. Right. You know, it didn't start that. He didn't have that faith from the beginning of his youth. Right. He had to get molded into that. You can't make a sword without heating it up, putting it in different temperatures of heat, heating it, shaping it. You know, that's like going through trials and tribulations. If a sword could talk, that hammer don't feel good hitting them, man. That fire ain't great. You know, but it's what's gonna make that sword strong when the product is done, man. Done.
Ecclesiastes 2:1. My son, if you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation.
Prepare to catch hell. The word tempt means trap. It's better to hold that precept in 1 Peter. So, the trial of your faith is much more precious than gold that perish. We're gonna have faith tried, man. Our faith is being tried. We receive a heavenly gift. We got the insight to the kingdom of heaven. That's right. Going back to October the 13th chapter, man. All right, we're gonna see His feast. The Most High showed us beauty. He showed us the beauty of our culture, the beauty of who we are. We're the Israelites. All right. He showed us the kingdom and the glory. Well, guess what? They have to fight to keep that in your mind. See, He showed us our name. He showed us His name, Yahweh. My son's name is Yahweh Shai. Are you an Israelite? All right. But now you got the prince of power. You are a son of Yahweh Bashmal Shai. But now I want you to already through the trials so you can fight to get that truth. Woman, job, your thoughts, all that shit, demons. Hey, everything was given to you how it was shot, but in his last walk and came to earth, is how it was shot. What the Most High didn't just say here, go on and ride the king he had to go through some things. So how much more, you know what I'm saying, the service, the prophets, man.
Bring that out to the book.
Isaiah 28:16. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believes shall not make haste.
The point is that tried stone, that Yahweh was tested. So if He's the captain of our salvation, if He went through tribulations, afflictions, persecutions, we got to go through that same walk, man. Yes, it. Right. Yo, that's it.
Look, bro.
Yo.
We all take a bite of His affliction. Right. And the Passover is symbolic of it. This is my bread.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah. And because of Yahweh Shai's trial, He's declared as a precious stone, a sure foundation. As He was tried, He passed the test.
What did it say? You can't get to the Father unless you come to me.
That's it.
We have to follow in His footsteps.
No.
We have to do some of that trial and tribulation.
That's it.
My whole thing is First Timothy 2:12.
And then my brother said how to sport put through all these tests, you know, being beaten, going through fire and all. At the end of the day, the sport got to pass the test.
Yeah.
You know,
Verse 2. Ecclesiastes 2:2. Set your mind aright and constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble.
Ignite haste, man.
Yeah.
Don't tap out.
Yeah.
You know, and the way you don't tap out is you stay plugged into your power source.
Use, hey, exactly, bro. Don't use the world, man. So don't be running after women, traveling, partying, and bullshit and liquor. No, you use your shot. Use the scriptures, the true vine.
That's what makes the elect the elect.
Hey, that goes into infusion too. So if you had like an infused water, like let's say the water had like strawberry flavor, well, the water is infused with the strawberry flavor. Well, your house shot spirit is infused in us when we connect it to the vine.
It's a quote. You know, so it's a quote that goes into patience is concentration and endurance. Well, endurance is patient concentrating. So throughout that, you got to concentrate on your Howard Shah, like what he went through. His disciples went through. So that's why Scripture say in the same chapter, remember the generations of old.
Yeah.
Look what they went through 4 times. So we got to go through the same things when those heavenly miracles came from.
I got a little more. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that you may be increased at your last end. Whatsoever is brought on you, take cheerfully, and be patient when you are changed to a lower state.
We at the lowest state right now.
That's it.
What the Scripture say, we should be like him.
Right.
Refer to your Howard Shah. So what he's doing, the more that we go through our different trials and tribulations, he's conforming our image more and more to be we look into the mirrors, we see Howard Shah through the spirit.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
And he's a reflection of his Father. You know? Last precept, y'all. Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
You got to be acceptable just to get tried. So we're all acceptable men because we're being tried. Now, we don't know if we're going to be the actual elect and make it. We're going to hopefully think. But we are acceptable enough to at least get tried. So all the men that you see on the highways and the byways, they are and were acceptable enough to make the audition. You know, many are called, but few are chosen. Because we have that ultimate trial. It's always a final trial. That final showdown. It's called the hour of temptation for us. And that's when you know what is mandated. And we don't know where our next meal will come from.
That's going into the cup. Like Yahushua said, surely y'all should drink out of this cup. Well, for drink is going into your divine appointment, man. And Lord will, we pass the test.
Yeah, some of us gonna sit in those camps.
Yeah.
Some of us gonna be in houses with no electricity. All right. Yep. Some of you might be with your work, your family, and you might see some Lot's wife type shit.
That's right.
What's that movie? Roll?
Yeah.
I should give her the ghost. Well, not give her the ghost, but she disappeared. Yeah. So we all got our divine appointment, but it's all rooted in the trial of our faith, man.
Like this, you did in the spirit. Hey, Barbara not. She trespassed against it.
Yep. So
You already got to put in your mind in the forefront. Hey, this can't happen.
Yeah.
This is a very possibility.
and get that fairy tale shit out of your head that your woman is solid. Right. No, she might be solid.
Yeah.
But don't be expecting her to be solid.
She gotta be tried too.
She gotta be tried too.
Women love company.
Yeah. That's the point. That's it. That's it.
You're gonna be surprised when your real becomes a thorn. Yeah.
Just expect the negativity in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's that. Then we don't know your woman, but we just know the nature of it.
And that's our women.
Yeah.
You know, because Satan will use her to break you down.
Right.
You know, he'll be in her spirit to constantly nag you to do something stupid. That's right. That's right.
Obviously, it's always best to, just consider it through the spirit, man. What if this can't happen?
And be expected to be delivered at the last minute. Right? Be expected to believe, have faith in your how about shine, and have faith that you're gonna get delivered in your test at the last minute.
The scripture states scarcely you say that's in the nick of time.
What you just read, that should be increased at that last end.
That's it.
And the increase too will come. We get raised up, right? Let's say you and your woman go through a trial. Let's say she leaves. Well, you'll get increased because 7 women should take hold of 1 man. So y'all finna build a nation. Well, let's say a woman stick around. How good is she stick around? You love your woman, man. We love our women. She stick around. Well, guess what? She gonna be a part of your estate in the kingdom. She's not gonna have to die.
Yeah. And if you lose it, just put a claim on it and get it right back.
Yeah, don't be trying to sit up and convince the baby don't go. Ain't no time for that.
Please
You know?
stay. Please stay.
No. I remember my brother had a dream. I think it's a brother from Alabama. I could be wrong. But he said he had a dream that it was all getting rewarded. Like how was shot? It was like all our women that we dealt with, they was watching us. Like a spot.
Yeah, it's like a big
We was in the auditorium.
Yeah.
And how I was displaying to our people that came back, you know, the 2/3, what they did in the courtside. You know?
Yeah, he was like, man, I was fine as hell. You know, it's just, I'm assuming it's the same brother. But long story short, it just the thing that stuck with me was like, man, our women got changed. You know?
You're gonna have to have spiritual power in a sense to deal with us too. Yep. But now on the level as a man.
Right. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, starting in verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, and this is classified as a light affliction. You might have lost your home, you might have been homeless, you might have been without a car, years without a woman, I've been plagued and followed with pain. But it's still classified as a light affliction compared to the possible award that you're going to receive.
That's right. Because this thing is short term. The kingdom is everlasting.
Right. Work is for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. And you got brothers that's blind. You got brothers that like got ailments, right? And they can be so-called fixed with the MOTB. So the trial of their faith is, you know, you want your sight back? You know? Verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen.
This current fashion of the world, man.
Being a high value man.
Yeah, that's right. That's why the scripture states you have to use the world and not abuse it. If you abuse anything, you become an addict. You have an addiction.
And it's easy to become an addict in this place.
Yeah.
The scripture says thou shalt grope at the noonday. Part of that groping is you looking for an outlet in different things, man.
That makes sense, man. That's why this place is spiritually called Sodom, which goes into burning. Now, these people are burning to their sexual desires, lusts, cravings, aspirations, and stuff like that. They became addicts, man.
That's why you got my 600 pounds. Yeah.
Because you need a crane to get into the hospital.
Yep. You got sex addicts, processed food addicts, drug addicts, you know. And Esau feeds the illusion through his witchcraft as it's okay, we're heaven. Like the machine set up for the drug addicts and shit.
Yeah.
We're like they're really helping you to wean yourself off of it. But you give us the right.
Yeah.
One thing that's very profitable in this setup is fasting, cleansing, juicing, because it's good not only primarily spiritually, but it's good to reset your mind, your brain, your spirit, because we've been hooked on things all our lives. We've been hooked on junk food. But you be hooked on stuff you watch on the internet. You hooked on liquor to a heightened extent. You might have been hooked on drugs. You've been hooked on watching TV all day. You've been hooked on video games. Excessively. So it's good to those periods of time where you're cleansing and detoxing, because your brain is still recovering. Your spirit is still recovering. A lot of us haven't really experienced spiritual clarity or mental clarity. We still experience brain fog. We still tired all the time. So it's good to go on water cleansing and juicing and detoxing. But the spirits that fuck with us that you might not be aware of, and fasting helps combat that.
You gotta switch it up, man. You can't do the same thing over and over, because when Jacob's trouble comes, we're not gonna have these certain desires and things of that nature. Esau made it. He made the world addicts through the art of exposure. Like a little kid wouldn't know about any other sexual identification unless he was exposed to it. And that's what happened to Eve. She was exposed to some shit.
Back in the scripture, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, kingdom of heaven. For the things which are seen are temporal, a America. You know, America's been here so long, and the Edomite rulership has been here so long that it seems like it's hard to fathom that they won't be here. But Rome was hard. It was hard to fathom that Rome was here. And you go to Rome now, it is a relic. It is a remnant of their Colosseum. And that's really the Most High says, see, you know, this once was. Because the Most High could have decimated the whole Colosseum. But he's not like a remnant of it. Same thing with the pyramids and the statues in Egypt. You know, that's the Most High says, see, it's like a sign. Yep, this is receipts. Yeah. Oh, that's his receipt showing you, like, I did this. Because what did it say in Romans 9? What if the Most High willing to make his power known, man? That's And he said, I hardened Pharaoh's heart. Make it to make him rebel, just so he could destroy Egypt and show his power.
Magnified.
A receipt is what? Proof.
That's
it. You know what I'm saying? It's
proof. I want to say when you go to receive goes into results. The proof, like you said. You know?
But the things which are not seen are eternal. What are things that are not seen? Heaven. And that's why it says, set thy affection on things like, oh, that's the kingdom of heaven, Jerusalem, not the spirit world of heaven, the kingdom of heaven. And the Apostle Paul took brotherly back to the spirit world. He called the spirit world paradise. Where the Most High said on earth as it is in heaven. So the planet Earth is going to be the state of paradise, which was it's going to be a complete final draft of the original state going back to the time of Adam. But better.
Prove it when you go to I saw a new heaven and a new earth. It tells you in Kainos, one of the definitions that it's going to be better than its former state. When it was identified as a paradise during the time of Adam and Eve, King Solomon time, King David's time.
Is it in so what we say that no eye have seen, no ear have heard?
Corinthians. Isaiah 2.
No, I'm saying, but like say it's gonna be better because Adam seen, you know, saying paradise, you know, way at the beginning, you know, but he said no eye have seen, nor ear have heard, you know, of the place that he go prepare for us. And then King Solomon's rulership was, and they still no eye have seen, right. King David's rulership, you know, so we talk about new colors, new animals, you know, who knows, man? But we excited about this shit, man. Yeah,
Most of it is and the law, statutes, and commandments being within our area. We don't have to go through none of this stuff that we all the ages that have been since Adam. We don't have to go through that.
That's right.
Hey, I gotta bring out something real true. Hey, this is just to back you up. Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
And it's not going to be a fucking asteroid blowing up the planet Earth. Armageddon. No, it means a new rulership on the planet Earth.
Show you some people. You know what I'm saying? What scripture goes about the kingdom of heaven suffering violence?
That's right.
That's referring to a people.
To the time of the Gentiles. And there was no more sea. Right? And just to prove what you were saying, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
So what is that New Jerusalem coming down from heaven? Coming down from the chariot?
Exactly. You get it with the 144.
Yeah. The whole body. Descending from the chariot. It's a bride adorned, man. All right? Going to show you that it's a people like the place, man. It's not going to be like a city coming from heaven, man. It's going to be a population of people. You know?
That's right. And when you go back to Revelation 21:1, and get kainos, it means new, which is as recently made is superior to what it succeeds.
Yep. Hey, it's going to succeed the first paradise. And it's actually in Ezekiel 36. You know, gave about the shop. It's 1 and 2 of the New Jerusalem, man, the new heavens and the new earth. You got to put it about the shop. This is the book of John, chapter 14, starting verse 1. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in the Most High, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. And we're not even talking about the galaxy, man. Right. planet Earth is just one Earth, all right, amongst trillions. Esau's always wanted this Hubble telescope, this Hubble spacecraft, to look out what we have. He's sneaking into our presence, man. He's curious, man.
Trust that.
Because the planet Earth is only one mansion. It's only one habitation. Just like the movie Avatar. All right, but they went out to a different galaxy. They ran across Pandora, which is another Earth. All right, and Pandora means treasure, but symbolically they represented America. America before Esau came. All right, but in my father's house, I'm in mansions, man. So America, planet Earth is just one habitation amongst trillions. And it's going to be the habitation of Israel's progeny, man. Israel's descendants, man. The elect's progeny. All right.
I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. And that where I am, there ye may be also.
Man, I'm sorry, bro. Man, how shots make like whatever we're gonna go through, and we just pray to God, man. I pray to God, how about some outside? He strengthens us to pass these trials.
It's gonna be so beautiful. We're gonna be there and be like, God damn, we really deserve it.
Can you imagine like a crystallized beach, like it sparkles in the water, like it's like stardust in the water, man. It's like illuminating animals underwater. Can you imagine crystal clear oceans, man? But not only like in the beginning part of the ocean, but even when it's deep in the ocean, it's
Have that same outlet for yourself.
you go to a cheap ass hotel, you got the stars and the sun.
Well, you blew my bro. You blew my mind when you was at the Gulf Coast, man. When you pulled up the imagery of the sand. Man, that blew my mind, man. It looked like seashells and all kind of, man, like little snail shells, man. It's beautiful, man. But you would never think stepping on it is actually what you're gonna see.
It's dirty water.
That dirty water, man. It ain't no telling what you're gonna see. You might see fabrics of precious stones, man, if you go somewhere like this and stuff, man. Or overseas or somewhere.
It's like some stuff.
It look like
Not worried about getting a contract.
Yeah.
Because you went down to the coast. I'm talking to the local, like, yeah, I was in the water. He was like, you must not be from here.
like in that dirty shit.
You in that dirty ass shit. This ain't water.
Also, too, we down at the same time. And my brother wanted to get in the water, but we like, nah, that water dirty. It's bacteria in the water. But after we got back, a couple of days later, they saw CDC put out an article that there's some bacteria in the water. And it had made it to the Gulf Coast, the bacteria.
Man, I was sprinkling water on me. You was down on the top, man. I was pouring water on top of my head. I was sick, baby, man.
Man.
I talked to a brother today. He said this bacteria in the water in the area.
Right.
That goes to show you, man, bro, it's protected by the spirit.
The seed
I
Brother,
read,
man,
salmonella around
you should eat our bread and foul, huh? You drink water out of our own system.
Right. I think you hold something.
Okay, done. All right, this is 1 Peter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 6. Let me say this. I'm not going to say any names, but things you see with other Israelite groups is impatience.
Yeah.
Brothers really want the kingdom of heaven. They want the kingdom of heaven. They just want it now. So we didn't wake up to get the kingdom of heaven in America. They just want it now.
You can't have a kingdom within it.
Right.
It's not, it never happened.
on the rise on the fall.
You get KJV and I'd like to see what he has to say. Okay, this is 1 Peter 1, verse 6, KJV. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, be down for a season. If need be, ye are in heaviness through
the manifold temptation.
Going back to Sirach 2. When I come to serve the Lord, prepare our soul for temptation. All right? Then here it speaks on manifold temptation. You're going to catch continual hell. 1 minute it's your car, next minute it's your woman, next minute it's your bills, next minute it's your health, your job, you know, your thoughts. You can't even stay by yourself too long because your mind constantly plagued by thoughts. You know?
Yeah. That's why, speaking of going into trouble, Isaiah 33:6 says, wisdom and knowledge of people's ability in our time. Because we're going to have to think upon the Most High to get us through that time. And use the wisdom that He has shown us and taught us in order to make it through that.
That's the next.
Make it to be beamed up if we part in that election.
Right. Right.
Verse 7, it says that the trials of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire,
It's going to determine if you're going to be a rightful ruler in the kingdom of heaven. So it is more precious than gold and feathers. This is an important text. That's why we got to make sure we're not sidetracked, distracted. All right, we're here to come. And now we see why we catch hell. We have integrity tests because we're getting groomed for the ultimate integrity test. You know?
It's kind of good to be uncomfortable in society like this, especially when you know what you're like to do. So Lord really looking out for us in the spirit.
Catch hell. Look, this shit gonna be ugly.
You like 100% comfortable in this society out of all this madness going on. And when all hell breaks loose, hey, you're a willing participant for Jacob's trouble.
Are you confident on that, bro?
Like you comfortable in the valley of the shadow of death. You know what I'm saying? You are comfortable within the valley of the shadow of death. Just think about it.
almost feel like being thinking of it in the world sense, like being on the Most High football team. You know, and we're getting ready to play the final game, you know, the championship game. And, you know, we're playing a team that, you know, nobody has never beat. Nobody has never seen. So, you know, just preparing ourselves for this, because even doing those trials, we have to depend on each other, depending on what our life is.
And since you said that, well, guess what? We do got film. It's scripture.
Right.
We got film. Like you say, he ain't never been beat, but we got film.
Right.
Look at the generations of old.
That's right.
That's what it says.
We're gonna be all
Okay, it's a book of faith. You know, you got certain books in the Word that got taken out of the Bible. How it says, the Chronicles of the Kings. You know, there's actually like a book of Jasper. I mean, not Jasper, Jasher.
Right.
All right, there's certain books that was taken out, and you actually say, like, because this is the book of faith.
That's it.
So the Most High only kept the books that's going to build up our faith. You're going to get all the other information back in the kingdom. So we're not here to get certain genealogies and certain bloodlines. We're here to really get our faith built up for our temptation and get the hell up out of here.
That's why I say I know in part, right? So everything's given to us through the Spirit to be able to get to salvation. Right? We got all we need right here. Right?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I'm going to finish this out. It said, might be found unto praise and honor, glory, at the appearance of Yahweh Shah.
That's what it's all about. Right? Being accounted worthy and staying from the Son of Man in a great day.
And just to prove, 1 Chronicles 29:29. Now the acts of David, the king, first and last, behold, they are written in the book of Samuel the seer, and in the book of Nathan the prophet,
But you don't have that.
and in the book of Gad the seer.
Yeah.
You know, with all his reign and his might, and the time that went over him and over Israel and over all the kingdoms of the country. That was just the point. You broke it down.
Hey, the book of Gad the seer, we don't have that book. There's a lot of books that it'll say in the scripture, is it not written in the book?
Right.
And I'm like, damn, where's the book at? They at least got it right now. Yep. Sometimes the message is in the meeting. So go ahead.
1 Corinthians 13:12. For now we see through a glass darkly,
Yeah.
but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even also. But then shall I know even as also I know.
So, and we know in part because look, it's certain things that we're not gonna know. It's certain things the Most High told Esdras to write these in the book. They send it to men as like you, but hide these other books. So there's so many books that's written,
that we're not gonna know until the kingdom. Because the most, hey, that's why the scripture says, uh, godliness with content is great gain, but also my grace is sufficient for you. Right. Like with food and raiment, let you be content. Yeah. So scripturally, the Most High just gave us food and raiment. Yeah. He didn't give us the other, the goodies and the luck. You know what I mean?
It's like we always go into that scene on the Matrix where taking his brother prepared that meal and they didn't like the way it looked, but he said it's full of nutrients, vitamins, this, that, everything the body needs. So the Lord put everything the body needs, you know what I'm saying, in the scriptures, man.
Right. That's that prophecy of God, because we have 100% to attain salvation. I got one more, bro. This is Revelation 10:1. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was on his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. Yep. Right? So this angel came down in the chariot, and these chariots had multiple colors. And his feet was talking about the landing parts of the chariot. Verse 2. And he had in his little hand, and he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot on the sea and his left foot on the earth, the landing parts of the chariot, and cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roared. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not.
Yep, showing you. All right, hey, showing you what certain things we're not gonna know into the kingdom. But the Most High gave us the staple food, the spiritual staple food to keep us going, man.
Second Esdras 14, just get to the point. Verse 2. And I said, here I am, Lord, and I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me, in the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses and talk with him when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to the mountain where I held him by many long seasons. Verse 5. And told him many wondrous things and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and committed him sin. So he was showed many things that's not really written in the text. That's it. You know? So who knows what the Lord and how was talking to Moses about? And we will see in the next kingdom.
This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 1, verse 37. I take to witness the grace of the people to come, whose little ones rejoice in gladness, and though they have not seen me with bodily eyes, yet.
So the little ones represents Yahushua's day ones. Lord willing, that's us. We haven't seen Yahushua face to face in this reincarnation, but we have seen him through the word, man, through the understanding of the scriptures, you know.
Yet in spirit they believe the things that I say. That's their faith. Like that I'm saying, this book is a book of faith. So even though all the books that's being mentioned are not in here, hey, the recipe that we need for salvation is right here.
That's good. Food and raiment. You know, because like I said, just like the Passover, put unleavened bread.
Right.
So when they get that to-go food, man.
Yeah.
So this is that to-go food, man. To give you, like I said, give you those spiritual nutrients. All right, to keep you on the move. Yep. It's not like a buffet per se.
Right.
You know.
Sit down. Just eat till you can't move.
I think I got one. This is Job chapter 19. Oh, yeah. Job 19:25. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and that he shall stand at the latter day on earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see the Most High.
Riddle me that. That's right. Answer that riddle.
Yeah. So Job had faith, and he knew the art of reincarnation, and he knew that a lot of time he was going to see the Most High in another lifetime.
That's right.
That's right. But
yeah, as a redeemer.
Yeah.
You know,
that's right.
Doing that, he knew that reincarnation, that people come back again.
That's right.
He's gonna be spending his life.
Yeah.
I said at the end of the day, the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
That's it. That's it. So when Moses was looking at the burning bush, he actually saw Yahushua. You know? when Isaac, we always brought this out through the Spirit of the Most High. When Isaac, when the angel came to Abraham and basically told him, I will come to you at the appointed time. Well, that was Yahweh Shai and two other angels. Right. But it was in the Lord. It says like the Lord appeared. Right. But no, the Lord has representatives. Right. So you come in the name of the Lord, you can have that banner now as Yahweh. Right. If that makes sense.
Because the whole thing is about Yahweh Shai.
That's it. Right.
The whole from Genesis to Revelation, Yahweh Shai either had his own appearances. That's right. It's called a cameo appearance. Or there was prophecies from the battle. That's why he was the big thing when he came in the time of Matthew. All right, he was saying, I'm the man you read about in the prophecies.
To back you up, 1 Timothy 2:5. For there is one Most High and one mediator between the Most High and man.
He's showing you those Yahweh Shai.
The man Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
The man Mashiach. Right.
Philippians 2:12 in NLT. Dear friends, you always followed my instructions when I was with you. And now that I am away, it is even more important. Work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying the Most High Yahweh with deep reverence and fear.
Results is working out your own salvation.
I'm doing that within his absence too. As the brother read in 2 Ezra's 1st chapter, we are not seeing him with bodily eyes, but through the Spirit right now, through the word, through the understanding, we do see Yahweh Shai, man, by the prophecy.
Hey, well, with that, hope you brothers and sisters gratified. Let's give one to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Hakodash.
Devil understrike elder apostles and elder officials of great millstone well. Peace and blessings. Have the water to the house of David the elect. Shalom.